I would like to dwell on the important question of the relationship between the teacher and the taught. I'm deliberately avoiding the word Guru Shishya because it is too loaded a word. Different people have different ideas. And I think it's a very, very important part of one's spiritual progress. If one needs to have spiritual progress, if one intends to have spiritual progress. I know this because I have spent many years with my own master, living with him, serving him, walking with him, joking with him, fighting with him, getting slapped by him. What I'm sometimes being thrown out bag and baggage. What I mean to say is that if you are a really serious sadhak, and if you have after due deliberation, needs a lot of thinking about this. One need not decide suddenly. If you have decided that look, this fellow seems to know something more than what I know on the path which we are walking. So let me for some time listen to what he or she is saying and live accordingly. If you have accepted that much, then the main thing is persistence. You have to persist. Because a teacher works, a spiritual teacher works, I'm saying out of my own experience, in different layers, through different layers. On the physical world, on the physical level, he teaches by example. When you live with a teacher, you know how he behaves, what he does, how he eats, how he drinks, the whole thing, which is a great lesson. I'm not saying you should imitate that, but there are many, many lessons to be drawn from that. That is one level. The other level is what the person teaches. Listen very, very carefully, because what happens sometimes is in our enthusiasm or over-enthusiasm of worshipping the teacher, we don't give enough time and enough hearing to what is being taught. So when the teacher says move this way, you have to move this way. There is no point in, I've told this many times, if I am standing near Punganur road and if two people come in a Santro or whatever and they don't know which way to turn to People Grove, as a teacher who has come here, now though I will become a teacher only if I have come here once, at least once. Otherwise I don't qualify for it. If I have, then it is my duty to say now you turn to the right and go this way, but don't go very fast because the road is bad. Go slowly, you will safely reach, but turn right and go. Now what is the duty of the person who wants to reach the school? To go along the path and reach the place and perhaps wait for me. Instead of that, if you stop there in the junction and garland me and light a lamp and do arati to me and ring the bells and don't move from that place, what is the use of the teacher? I'm not saying you shouldn't give respect to the teacher, you should, but the worship of the teacher should not take precedence, so much so that the teaching is forgotten. I would say, my master was also like me, Babaji was also like me, that if you follow the teachings, no matter you insult him, he won't mind. But follow, listen carefully to what is being said. Very often it is, what I mean is, it doesn't matter really, because the most important thing is to listen to what is being said. If you are on the spiritual path, if you are moving towards the truth, the first steps are, try to be truthful in day-to-day life. You cannot tell lies 24 hours a day and expect to find the absolute truth. How is this possible? Every day in your day-to-day life, if you can say all false things, how can you find the truth, absolute truth? Because if you can't practice this, you cannot touch there. So therefore, if you find somebody who is doing that, then he definitely cannot walk towards the truth. So you have to change. And be one-pointed in your spiritual search. No matter what other things happen, don't bother. You may suffer reverses, you may get into trouble, all this is true, but stick to your spiritual path if you are serious. There is a great danger that if you go to a spiritually advanced person, it so happens that being spiritually advanced, one has also developed certain capacities which are more than normal. You may call it abnormal or supernormal. It develops in a teacher who has advanced in spiritual practice. Now the danger is, instead of looking for the real jewel that he has to give you, don't forget that and ask for cheap things. Because if you ask, you may get it. And you will get so much that you will get bogged down by it and never rise above it. So when you find a spiritual teacher who you think, after some years of watching and so on, is worth it, ask for the real thing. Don't ask for this little other things, petty things. Because sometimes in trouble one asks. It's okay. But always keep in mind that what you have to look for is that. And another point which I want to stress, there are many dangers on the spiritual path. Very often we do all kinds of things thinking that we are being spiritual, when we are actually not even touching the path. People think to be spiritual means to start healing. First you have to heal yourself. Physician, heal thyself. Heal your spirit first. There are enough hospitals and doctors to heal the sick. So, first heal yourself. And what is the way to heal yourself? Is to look for your true self, your communication with the Supreme Being. I know many people who say they are trying to heal, and they are sick all the time. So what do you heal others? So all these things should be out of you. If you are really serious, I am saying this because people who are not serious about will hear this and fall off. That's nice. But if you really want spiritual practice, did Swami Vivekananda do tarots or healing or anything of that kind? Did Ramakrishna Paramahamsa do any such thing? Did any of the great saints, did Adi Shankaracharya sit down and read your future? So these are not things, these are all side things. These are all what you call, and why I am saying this is, in the spiritual journey there is a possibility that you will get pulled up by these things, because they are all standing on both sides. And they are effective devices which prevent you from moving forward. Very effective devices. Because as far as the path to the truth is concerned, it is very, very simple. There is no mystery in it. If somebody takes you to a dark room and whispers, you can be sure there is no truth in it. Because the truth is like the sun. It is always lighted. It sheds its light on everybody equally. So these are certain illusions which we have to watch carefully. And if you want to make money, do it through honest labor, do some work, do some practice, do some business. Don't bluff. That is actually sometimes in some cases you might be able to cure somebody, but then afterwards if it doesn't work, then you keep bluffing. What is spiritual? To find the truth, to find yourself, to find who you are, what is your link with the Supreme Being. This is the main spiritual practice. And if you are with a spiritual teacher, this is exactly what he or she would like to inculcate in you. Not any of these fancy trimmings. So, I am trying to be blunt, but then you have to be blunt sometimes. When a spiritual teacher is blunt, he is actually only doing his duty of trying to guide or shock people out of their illusions. Already we are in illusion. Now why create more illusions inside this? It's like going to watch a movie. For me, I can't go and sit for more than half an hour in a movie theatre. children force me and all sometimes. Because already all around you, throughout your life, you are watching movies and videos. Everything is a drama. On top of that, again 2.5 hours in a dark room watching another drama seems quite silly to me. Because if you look what all dramas we go through in life. So, to understand that this is a drama and to find out what is the role that we are playing in it and who is the director and producer who knows exactly why the drama is all going on and what it is all about and what is that great being's link with us. This is the main spiritual teaching. All the spiritual texts teach this.